Tuesday, September 9th, 2025. We are cruising past 6 p.m. here at the Jernigan Building, Town of Selma Council Meeting number 2. Got a good-looking meeting before us for the evening. Of course, we always like to start out our meetings with a couple of special guests. We open up with an invocation by the grace of God, and we like to say our pledge of allegiance to our flag, the United States of America. So with that, we do have Pastor K with us here today. Christ Fellowship Church. To the microphone, if you would.
Kahinde.
Fantastic. Pastor Jacqueline Kahinde is a servant leader dedicated to her calling in teaching and preaching the unadulterated Word of God. While serving her church and community with loving compassion, she began preaching at the age of 24 and was ordained as a licensed minister in June 2014. Pastor K earned her BA in Human Services from William Peach University in 2012. In the fall of 2024, she began her studies at Campbell University Divinity School, pursuing a MBIV with a focus on pastoral leadership talents. Pastor K has over 20 years of combined nonprofit management experience in areas such as foster care, kinship care, and adoption, teen pregnancy prevention, early childhood education, and grants management. Pastor K was born and raised in Southeast Raleigh, North Carolina. She's married to Deacon Emmanuel today. They have been blessed with 3 children and 2 grandchildren. Pastor, is there anything else you'd like to say about the church?
Thank you. Just thank you for the invitation.
Absolutely. Everybody would please stand.
Let us pray. Gracious and almighty God, we acknowledge your presence in this welcoming place. And we thank you for the privilege of serving our community. We ask for your wisdom and guidance for Mayor McAllister and this council as they deliberate and make decisions that affect us all. Grant them clear minds, fair judgments, and compassionate hearts. Help them to work together in unity, seeking what is just and beneficial for every resident of this town. Bless our families, our schools, our businesses, and neighborhoods with peace, safety, and prosperity. May all that is done in this meeting bring honor to you and serve the common good. We humbly ask these things in your holy name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Pastor K, so much. The privilege of serving our community and our and we have a very special guest with us to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Mr. Brian Torres. Come on up, stand with me, stand with me. Brian is 13 years old, an 8th grader at Selma Middle School. He is an active member of the National Junior Honor Society and the AVID program. A dedicated student and athlete, Brian also plays football. In his free time, he enjoys drawing, cars, riding dirt bikes and ATVs, and watching horror movies. I don't know if I can get down with that, but one day, he hopes to pursue his dream of becoming an engineer. Hey, let's get it. Is there anything else you'd like to say?
No, not really.
We'll follow your lead whenever you're ready to start.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
brings us into taking a look at our agenda and the approval of the agenda. I know that we do have a minor change in addition to be made to start off. First, for the minor change, public hearings and appeals. We need to adjust that public hearing number. That is 2025-010-ANX, parcel number 14L10014I. That change will be an L to an I on that particular listing. And then it will be /14M12001C. So that is a necessary change, and we'll go back over that once we get to that space in the agenda. We also have an additional business item related to a resolution to go after a grant. So we'll add this resolution by the governing body of applicant to business item B under 9. Business item B, resolution by the governing body of applicant. All right. Any other changes, staff, that we know of? Council, any additions, subtractions, adjustments that we want to make? With that, do I have a motion to approve the agenda with those amendments?
So moved.
Second.
Give that second to Councilman Witt. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
We have ourselves an agenda, and that brings us to the consent agenda. Looks like we have a 25-26 position control update. I am happy to see us regularly updating position control as we are moving quickly and being agile as a government. We've got a FY 25-26 budget amendment. Not too much meat on that bone right there, some very procedural items. And then a request for a public hearing, 2025-249 SUP, 2025-250 PLAT, Major Subdivision 212 West Griswold Street. And that's just a request for a public hearing. That's, of course, not actually a public hearing. With that, do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Consent agenda is good to go. And that brings us to open forum citizens requests. I would like to take a point of privilege here. We have a guest with us that has come to talk about our Constitution. We actually passed a resolution on Thursday relating to Constitution Week, but we love a Constitution now. So let's talk a little bit more about the Constitution. Give us, please, if you don't mind, as part of this open forum, a little more background on our Constitution and our Constitution Week resolution.
I don't like standing with my back to people. Can I just kind of stand here?
Hey,
Does that work?
we can do this. Take a mic. And that will work. Mm-mm. Yeah, my man.
My name is Deborah Kraft, and I'm here from Smith Bryan Chapter of the National Society Daughters of the American Revolution. And first of all, we obviously had a miscommunication. I checked my email. I was told to be here tonight, but not by anybody from the town of Selma, by somebody else from our chapter. So obviously she had a miscommunication. But anyway, I appreciate the opportunity to tell you all, in case you weren't here last Thursday when I should have been, that the week of September 13th through the 20th, I think, I'm not even sure if that's the right dates because now I'm kind of flustered. But anyway, it's Constitution Week. September 17th is Constitution Day, and that is the most important in my opinion. All of this was established during the presidential term of Dwight Eisenhower. It was brought about at the request of a woman from Newbern, North Carolina, named Gertrude Caraway, who at that time was serving as the national head of the National Society Daughters of the American Revolution. This organization is the largest patriotic women's organization in the world, and we are made up of women who are able to trace our ancestry either to someone who fought in the American Revolution or someone who gave aid. Believe it or not, you qualify for membership if your ancestor gave a pig to feed the troops, if they maintained the road that went by their property, because we didn't have the government to maintain roads in those days. So there, and also if you served on a jury during the time of the Revolutionary War. So lots of ways to qualify for membership. But at any rate, we honor the Constitution at 4 o'clock in the afternoon of September 17th, because that is the date that the Constitution was signed and the time in 1787. So if you are free, we invite you all to join us at 3:45 on the front steps of the Johnston County Courthouse in Smithfield, at which time we'll have a brief ceremony, and at 4 o'clock, we will make noise, as was directed by John Adams, that we were to make noise in celebration of the Constitution. We'll ring bells and bang pot lids and just make some general noise to remind people of the importance of the date, the importance of the document, and the love that we have for our country. I appreciate the opportunity to speak, and I do have a couple of posters I want to present to you, and hopefully you'll put them in Town Hall and maybe even in your office. The DAR, someone in the DAR designs a poster every year, and so this year it is about the first words of the Constitution, which are "We the people." So I'm going to give this mic back to you.
And because our clerk is such a rock star, he was able to get this proclamation up for in record time. So, read it.
Absolutely, I would appreciate it.
Let's do that. And so, of course, we'll get these in town hall and I'll put this in the office as well. And proclamation, Town of Selma Constitution. Whereas September 17th, 2025 marks the 238th anniversary of the drafting of the Constitution of the United States of America by the Constitutional Convention, and whereas it is fitting and proper to accord official recognition to this magnificent document and its memorable anniversary, and to the patriotic celebrations which will commemorate the occasion. And whereas Public Law 915 guarantees the issuing of a proclamation each year by the President of the United States of America, designating September 17 through 23 as Constitution Week. Now, therefore, I, Byron McAllister, Mayor of the Town of Selma, do hereby proclaim the week of September 17th to the 23rd as Constitution Week in Selma, North Carolina, further asking our citizens to reaffirm the ideals of the framers of the Constitution in 1787 by vigilantly protecting the freedoms guaranteed to us through this guardian of our liberties, remembering that lost rights may never be regained. Duly proclaimed the 4th day of September, 2025. Thank you for being here. Thank you. Absolutely.
Bring that poster back over here, and would you mind taking a photograph? We have one of our members sitting out here, I think, Jean Kelly. Her read this picture real quick. She had no idea that I was going to be here and I was going to ask her to do that, so I hope she will forgive me if that's an
Worked out perfect, Trevor. Yes, it does. How much is that Carolyn doing?
That's not talk about colleges right now. Yeah, make sure you can see everybody. I don't want to. Okay, all right. Thank you, Deanna, for the opportunity, and I apologize for the miscommunication of the day. Thank you all for letting me.
Let's see. All right, we still open forum citizens requests. We do have former Mayor Cheryl Oliver here. Come on up to the podium. Name and address for the record. Please share.
I am Cheryl Oliver. I reside at 102 South Massey Street in our fine town of Selma. I have two requests of council tonight. The first is to request that monthly financial overviews be presented during council meetings. Since the time of budget adoption, the public has not been kept fully abreast of the overall fiscal health of Selma or how operational actuals are tracking to the budget. Our recent audit showed the need for both increased attention to our financials and for a permanent chief financial officer. The audit findings included expenses exceeded revenue by $1 million. Water fund was over budget by $231,000. Journal entries did not have the necessary supporting documentation, which required the auditors to make around $5 million in adjustments. Another $2 million in significant adjustments regarding federal and state programs and grants was needed. This unusually heavy workload for the auditors necessitated an additional auditing fee. Other issues were noted, but for the sake of time, I will request that in the spirit of transparent fiscal responsibility and accountability, ongoing financial reporting to the public be reinstated. Secondly, at the August 12th Town Council meeting following the mayor and council members' reports, Councilmember Watson tried to make an additional comment and was told she could not speak. For those who do not regularly attend or view these meetings, that may have seemed appropriate since she had spoken earlier. However, regular attendees saw this action to be glaringly inconsistent with how this section of the agenda had been handled in previous meetings. YouTube videos of prior meetings show time and time again where council members have spoken after their initial comments. For example, in the meeting even preceding that on August 7th, Councilmember Overby made a comment regarding a bid award after all the reports had been given. There was no problem with that. It was short, he got his answer. But even after he got his answer, Byron asked if there were any other items. There are many, many more examples. But it was therefore totally appropriate that Councilmember Watson provide a statement regarding how she was treated differently from others. She was not being a wimp. She was standing up for herself and for all of us who desire fair and respectful proceedings in this chamber. What was ironic was that after Councilmember Watson was kept from speaking, there was a reminder of the respectful behavior that is expected of folks when transacting business at the town hall. Respect and fairness were not shown to Councilmember Watson when she was prohibited from speaking. Council should model the behavior that it expects of our citizens, employees, committees, and stakeholders. Historically, the mayor and council members' reports have been treated informally. I totally support and request that that continue to be the case. Thank you for being willing to serve on Selma's Town Council and for the time and effort you put into fulfilling the duties required of you.
Thank you, former Mayor Oliver. Ruth Ray. Ruth Ray. Yes. Okay. Oh, so that was part of it. Okay, very good. Well, I guess we don't have anybody else on the list then. We've got some time. Any other comments as far as open forum citizens requests? Going once, going twice. Moving right along, we'll get down to discussions and presentations. The Richard B. Harrison Alumni Association has a request. We have members of the Alumni Association here with us. All right, if you would come on up to the podium and we'll discuss the request.
Since my phone is not working as I desired to be. All right, to the Honorable Mayor and this Honorable Town Council, we, the Richard B. Harrison Alumni Associations, had brought before you, and I'm hoping that you have the letter that I am speaking of, that was given to the mayor and the Selma Town Council. It was from the Richard B. Harrison Alumni Association, dated March the 3rd, 2025. A meeting was held on January the 27th, 2025, to discuss the future ownership of the Richard B. Harrison Alumni Association building. Present in this meeting was Your Honorable Mayor Byron McAllister, Mayor Pro Tem Joe Scarborough, and our former president, Johnny McPhail, Geneva Bailey, Stella Dunn, Gwen Keith, and I myself, the newly president, Terry Faison. All right. The subject, the concerns of ownership of the alumni building to be returned to the town of Selma. It was decided that the members of the Richard B. Harrison Alumni Association should submit a list of items and requests, and the items of discussion is listed before. Do I need to go through all of these?
No, sir, not at all.
All right, because it has been the desire of the Richard B. Harrison Alumni Association, the membership decided that we would like to transfer the deed back to the town of Selma if we could agree on the items that we have in the list that is before you.
So how we'll take this with that request is we would certainly first have staff dive into the exploration of the request, the items that are listed within the request, and then fashion together some type of memorandum of understanding, some type of agreement to get to a point to where that covenant deed could be transferred back over to the town of Selma. So at this point, we would be, again, saying we need to get staff to take a look at it,
Yes.
come back with a fully fleshed out plan on how that could actually happen after they explore this request that you have given us on paper. That is if the council is okay with sending staff to explore this request.
Will it include like a breakdown of costs for repair and that kind of thing?
It can include anything that we ask them to send to look for over time.
I'd like to see that.
Yeah, I would like to see that too. And also, we're not budgeting 25, 26 for this. So we're looking 26, 27.
Correct.
Any other comments related to the request? So with that being said, I think tacitly instruction is let's explore. Get all the facts related to the building as it is, the facts related to the request as it is presented and laid out in this document from the Richard B. Harrison Alumni Association. And then do you think the turnaround time to come back with some information for us for meeting 1 in October would work?
Yes, sir.
So how does that work for everybody, Richard B. Harrison Alumni Association?
That will work fine for the association.
That's what we'll do then. Thank you very much for being here.
All right, thank you all.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. With that, that brings us into public hearings and appeals. That is that public hearing where we did adjust that L to an I, so we'll make sure we read those numbers out clearly. What we'll do is, before even Taylor gets started, do I have a motion to open this public legislative hearing, 2025-010-ANX for parcel number 14L10014M12001C.
Second. So moved.
Second.
Okay.
Second.
Mayor Pro Tem, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
We got ourselves a hearing.
Chip, do we have to swear him for this? Or no?
Legislative.
Oh, it's legislative?
Yes, legislative.
Okay, sorry. Okay, so before you, I have a town council consideration of the following voluntary annexation that is petitioned by an applicant, Josh Hamby. We have a representative from the company with us here today. The property is undeveloped and it is along US Highway 70 access and sandwiched in between US 70. It's that island that is shown there. The parcel's kind of split up, but it is 2 parcels and it's a total of 2.4 acres and listed as IB. This annexation is contiguous and staff finds it consistent with the current land use plan and code. I ask that the staff report and supporting document be entered into evidence as testimony. If you have any further questions with the annexation, please let me know.
We do have a public hearing open, so would anybody like to speak as part of this legislative hearing related to this annexation of this parcel? Going once, going twice. All right, with that, do I have a motion to close this public hearing related to the aforementioned parcel?
So moved.
First, second? Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, we are out of the public hearing, and Chip, what are you gonna need from us to button this up?
Mere approval and then I believe adoption of the ordinance that's in the package.
Okay. Do you want that as 2 separate motions on this, right? Approval and the adoption of the ordinance?
It'd be better in the minutes.
That's
It looks like page 51 and 52 is your ordinance.
Yes, sir. Very good. All right, so first, do I have a motion to approve the annexation of this parcel?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Awesome. And do I have a motion to adopt this ordinance to extend the corporate limits of the town of Selma?
So moved.
Second.
As amended per the parcel IDs.
As amended per 2025-010-0. So we'll put that with the motion in a second. Any discussion otherwise? All those in favor?
Aye.
Got ourselves a little more town of Selma. Fantastic. Fantastic. Brings us to some business item. Chiefs, we got a bit of a agreement to look at here.
Yes, sir. Just a little history on this. With the growth Selma's experiencing for about the past year and a half, we've asked the county to come in and help us do some rough-in inspections and new construction inspections. That arrangement has worked very well. They recently asked us to do a formal interlocal agreement with them, just kind of covering them for them to work in our jurisdiction. No cost to the town of Selma. There is a statement, and I wanted to address 3. I think it actually should be number 2, but the county shall retain any ancillary fees received from inspected entities for fire inspection services rendered during the course of this agreement. Currently, they're not charging. I asked them about that. They said that was in case the county ever did put in fees.
So we don't pay them
No,
like
ma'am.
for the contract?
No, it's a mutual agreement. We help them with a lot of stuff. And,
Okay.
Chief Barbie works with them very, very closely on new construction.
In my brain, I was thinking that maybe the ancillary fees were in lieu of payment, but yeah, if you're just mutual
Yes, ma'am.
agreement, that's great.
Any other questions about this interlocal agreement? It's pretty straightforward. Of course, the county has always been a fantastic partner in managing all that we have
Very much so.
throughout Johnston County. Do I have a motion to approve this interlocal agreement with Johnston County?
So
First,
we're
second?
jumping over what?
Yeah, we're rolling. Love it. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, very cool. Moving right along, business item B, we've got a grant opportunity that we need to adopt a resolution for. Town manager, please take it away.
Mayor and council, there is an opportunity to apply for the NC Merger and Regionalization Feasibility Grant. It offers up to $50,000 or more in funding per participating community. The goal of this is in efforts for research regarding regionalization. I know that's been a conversation for a while amongst communities, and this is kind of that first step forward in getting something done. This grant does not commit you to the outcome of those results, but only to the study to figure out what could be possible. So if you have any questions, I think the mayor has a little more in depth that he can add to, but I'm happy to answer any questions that you have.
In fact, with that, I did hear from Mayor Tui Hells of Kinley earlier today. Kinley will actually be the lead applicant on this application between Kinley and Princeton with their wastewater situation. They're listed as distressed communities. So with them as the lead applicants on this application, it gives us a fantastic shot as a regional community to receive some grant dollars related to this application. Any other questions?
I had a soft copy. Can you send it to me, soft copy? Thank you.
With that, do I have a motion to adopt this resolution by governing body number 2025-0909A?
So move.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Got ourselves a resolution. Thank you for the footwork on that, Ms. Carter. I know you guys did a quick turnaround time on that over, I guess, the weekend, I assume. Rock and roll. Thank you. Advisory board recommendations. From the Appearance Commission, we have a recommendation for appointments and reappointments. With that, think we can take care of this in one motion, or do we need to go through the whole thing?
I think you could.
We do have a list of applicants that have been sent up from the Appearance Commission as part of 10A Advisory Board Recommendations, Appearance Commission. Do I have a motion to approve these applicants for the Appearance Commission?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
And then we have a reappointment for the Recreation Advisory Board. Do I have a motion to approve this reappointment sent up from the Recreation Advisory Board?
So move.
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
And then we have Appearance Commission Beautification Board. And actually, let me go through the list of the applicants that were on appearance just for reference. We've got Jeanette Smith reappointment. We've got Florence Rayner reappointment. We've got Debbie Gaskell as a new appointment and Jody Seiler as a new appointment. And then a reappointment of Mr. Don Barker for the Recreation Advisory Board. So just for the record, those are that list of commission and board appointments that we have on there. Appearance Commission, Beautification Board. Who wants to take that away? Just give us a quick little something there.
Good afternoon, Mayor and Council. Before you is modifications to the Beautification Award Program that has not been conducted in a little over 2.5 years. There have been some changes made. We are decreasing the amount of awards given to quarterly rather than monthly. And before you have an updated application and then the updated website, and I'd be happy to answer any questions you guys may have.
Sounds like a cool plan to me. I'm thankful that Jeanette Smith is still on the Appearance Commission, because she can't win the award being on the Appearance Commission, and otherwise she'd probably win every time. Do I have a motion to approve this beautification award plan?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Very cool. Thanks for the work on that. That's cool. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, and I think that brings us into council members' report and recommendations. So we'll start again on the end with the councilman, and we'll come around. Councilman Overby.
I'm good.
Councilman.
Again, I just appreciate everybody being here tonight. It's always great to see everybody here, and I hope everyone has a good rest of your week and weekend.
Council.
Thank you all for coming. I want to, Cheryl, thank you, Mayor Oliver, for your comments. Can't think of anyone better than to address some of the things that we see as a mayor of the town, former mayor, and I appreciate it. But also want to say that, you know, what goes on up here is important, and my remarks were not, I'm sorry they were taken, some of them, in the wrong way, but I'm gonna leave that to the Facebook warriors to fight it out. I'm gonna stand by my position, and the mayor and I had a really good conversation this afternoon. He's standing by his position, I'm standing by mine, but that's the way it is. And we all, there's room for all of us. So we're gonna move forward and do what's right for Selma. Thank you all for being here.
Mayor Pro Tem.
Yes, again, thank you guys, and I appreciate your remarks there, Ms. Watson.
Thank you.
But I got a few statements to make here. We as a council realize the fight, we have to fight to get things done. We can't avoid the fight. We welcome the fight because it's trying to get Selma keep moving in the right direction. We have established standards. We will continue with the effort to maintain it. It is not about anyone feeling among us, but on the future Selma. When I got on this council, all I could hear was about what's going to different community around. And I asked that question then, I'm asking it now. What have that got to do with Selma? And now we were led to member of Selma Council. We must keep the main thing, and that is moving Selma forward. We can recover from personal feeling being bruised, but we must put our effort on improving the lives of people that we took the oath to serve. All the awards that man give you pales in comparison to the award that awaits the faithful. So let us put aside our hurt feelings and bruised ego and make Selma the crossroad of tradition and innovation. And I got to leave you with a few little scenario. I don't know where anybody here was lived on a farm when they grew up, but I did. And my father had pigs. And he always, just like in the Bible, you learn a lot of things in the Bible through parables. So it was a teaching moment when we were on the farm, we do something. But like I said, we had pigs on our farm. And we go daddy to have a trough for folks that have farm. And they would put feed on the trough. And it was amazing to me to see how many pigs was the trough real long, enough space for everybody to get their own space. But they all get in one corner that's not feeding stuff on the ground. I was saying to myself, why don't they just spread out and get their own space and go? That didn't happen. But the biggest thing about it was seeing a bunch of kids rolling in a mud hole, just waddling. He said, why would all these pigs get in one hole and just water? I said, but you know that mud and stuff stinks. My dad looked at me and said, son, pigs don't know pigs stinks. That's all I got to say about it. So maybe you can realize what I just said today or tomorrow, whatever, but just remember, pigs don't know pigs stinks. Thank you.
Councilwoman Watson and I did have a fantastic conversation over the day. I appreciate it. I think we do all have the same goal for the town of Selma. We want the town of Selma to be the absolute best. And we aren't going to back off of that. Unfortunately, I have to point out where we operationally failed at being the best recently here in the town of Selma, kind of from a customer service standpoint, to be frank. So let me start September 5th. The Phillies played the Marlins at the Marlins Stadium in Miami. So I got this from an article written by Danielle Camilli and Tom Haynes of the Bucks County Courier-Times. In the fourth inning, Phillies outfielder Harrison Bader planted a home run into the left field seats, and a mild-looking skirmish for the ball ensued, mostly among the fans wearing Phillies garb. A man in a Phillies shirt emerged with the souvenir and brought it back to his family about 10 seats down the road. He handed the ball to his young son. What followed next was hard to believe. A white-haired woman in a Phillies hoodie stormed down the road to the family and grabbed the stunned dad by his shoulder and pointed to the ball and the spot of the scuffle, apparently demanding the ball belong to her. The father appeared to state his case briefly, but then relented and took the ball from his son and handed it to the irate woman. She stormed back to her seat in the row behind, apparently triumphant. Phillies TV announcer Ruben Amaro was incredulous that the woman insists the ball belonged to her, rhetorically asking, "What is her problem?" On the Marlins broadcast, the announcers remarked about how weird the situation was and said that someone from Miami should deliver another ball to the boy. Soon after, a woman who worked for the Marlins came over to speak to the boy. She said the other's fan behavior was not okay, presented a gift bag to the boy. Inside the bag were a number of other home run balls, as well as a jersey and some other collectibles. According to the reports, the person who recorded the video of the Marlins worker delivering the gift bag said that the fan said the ball landed in her seat and it was hers. The witness continued. The dad of the year in question simply responded, "You have to catch it for it to be yours," to which the woman melted down and a scrum ensued. Replay showed the home run ball initially bounced off of Karen's midsection, but never got on a grasp on it, and the ball careened to the row in front of her. When asked about what happened to the woman fan, the witness said, "We booed her till her and her completely embarrassed significant other left, while the Marlins employee delivered gifts to the family during the game. The Phillies did their part after they grabbed a 9-3 series opening win by inviting the family to the locker room area." Team president of baseball operations Dave Dombrowski and Bader autographed the outfielder's bat and gifted it to the young boy. Now, reading this story, hearing about this story, first of all, my initial takeaway from it is that I hate it when people call people Karens. It's not a way to solve a situation. But beyond that, the story for me is not about aggressive ball snatching. The takeaway for us is the amazing customer service displayed by the Marlins organization. Marlins staff had essentially ignored the kerfuffle completely, hooked the child up involved with a swag bag, coordinated with the Phillies folks to get a meet and greet for the child with Harrison Bader, with a signed ball from the Phillies president of operations and the home run hitter, Bader. A game was played, fans left in an orderly fashion, and the press and social media attention cast light on an organization that did the appropriate thing. Lone Depot Park and the Marlins had a great night. The Phillies won, and in the loss, the Marlins won too. Uncompromising customer service. The town of Selma has to have that level of uncompromising customer service. Fantastic customer service. No concessions when it comes to being the best. Unfortunately, we still have routine instances of customer failure in our organization. We still have room to work on treating every town of Selma resident and every town of Selma customer with the utmost respect and treat them to an amazing customer service experience. I was made aware of a significant customer service failure recently while we were in the midst of the move of Mission Station. No, it wasn't that we had to cut the power out for 3.5 hours in the downtown area. Power being cut out for only 3.5 hours was the result of fantastic electric department customer service, and an amazingly skilled group of building movers. While I won't go into the detail of the situation, I want to make it clear that the failure is being addressed appropriately, and those type of failures are not tolerated in the town of Selma. We do have reminders of our past failures that pop up in front of us from time to time. If you've seen any of the work on Pecan/Sharp, you have seen iron pipes that have holes throughout being pulled out the ground. You will see quite a few bit of terracotta bits that were actually functioning pipes in the town of Selma. Those are failures. Those are things that we're correcting. Selma residents have made it clear. Selma residents want the best customer service and safety. We love knowing folks that choose to speed it and run our stop signs in our town will get a traffic ticket. No warning or heads up, but an actual penalty for not driving safely in our town. We love knowing we have the best fire department around. Some residents want to see trash and cleanliness rules laid out clearly, with penalties assessed appropriately. Some residents are loving the work that Public Works is putting in, as they have shown off when it comes to landscaping and facilities maintenance. Look, I can't remember the last time I saw tall grass on our properties. And I'm one of those jerks that is trying to cut my yard 4 times a week. These folks are knocking it out the park, and this has been a quick transition. A compliment to our town manager and our staff for being agile. Selma residents see the public services that move with speed and precision. If you have watched a trash truck pick up a trash can recently, it used to be they go past the trash can, have to back up a little bit, go a little forward. They stop on the dime now. That arm comes out, the trash is done. These are services that we can be proud of, and we should be proud of our services. Finance. It's been a super long time since I got a call from a resident about everybody at customer service or town hall being rude. It used to happen on an incredibly regular basis, probably a little bit before April or so. So, Mayor Oliver mentioned reports for finances. I believe staff is already working on producing quarterly reports for finances, starting in October, ahead of the game. Now, don't get me wrong, council has access to financial reports anytime. We got them online. We can look them up all day, every day. Anybody who's curious in between those quarterly reports, all you gotta do is ask. Purple flags. I would like us to start using those purple flags efficiently and maybe giving our customers a warning with those purple flags that the town of Selma isn't going to pick it up. You need to know that you better pick this up quickly. I think we can use that option. We have gotten really good with our sanitation work. I think we can go that extra mile. Let's see if we can flesh it out. If you got some ideas of how we manage that, that'd be fantastic. Formalized sign request process. We got lots of people all of a sudden asking for stop signs, dead end signs, child at play signs. I had one guy ask if he could put up a gifted child at play sign. We can't. But we do need a process, seriously, on how we take in these requests as they're coming in quickly. We're growing as a town. These requests are only going to increase. If you want to know something, ask. Ask. I can't say it more plainly. That's the customer service we provide here in the town of Selma. It does take me 2.5 hours to go through the grocery store, but that's cool. Ask. If you're not asking and you're pretending you don't know what's going on, That's what you're doing, pretending. You're not trying to get answers. But with that, I also welcome those questions so much that we're going to do some office hours in the coming months. So week to week, I'll adjust office hours because my schedule is hectic. But my office is in this building. The first office coming into the door on the hallway is where I'll be sitting. We'll have some signs out the door to let everybody know when the mayor is in, and you can ask. And starting on September 16th, from 11 p.m. to 12 p.m., I will definitely be in the office. September 16th, 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. I'm sorry. On September 16th, 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. Thursday, September 18th, from 12 p.m. until 1 p.m., I'll be in the office. Ask away. And Friday, September 19th, from 4:30 p.m. until 5:30 p.m., I will be in the office. That'll be the first week of office hours, and we'll see how it goes from there. See what we hear. And of course, you are all welcome to send me a text message anytime at 919-622-5100. And if you don't text message, do call. I can't say I'll respond to a call nearly as quickly, but if you can't text, give me a call, 919-622-5100. The ground zero of the business end of the Marlins operation, Lone Depot Park, boasts a seating capacity of 37,442 people. I'm not sure that we have reached that point where we have that many people floating through Selma on a day. Lone Depot Park is an example of a public-private partnership that has seen its ups and downs. In that stadium on September 5th, the Marlins organization showed what happens when you take your business and your mission seriously. Sports entertainment is a customer service oriented affair, and the Marlins nailed it. Government often forgets how important it is to take its business seriously. Problems getting mail delivered by the post office as stamps become more costly, long lines at the DMV, and ubiquitous infrastructure problems. Hopefully, we're taking a big step in these resolution conversations, fixing that. These problems don't lie at the feet of government staff. These are the problems created when elected officials forget the importance of doing business the right way. We are wise to give clear guidance and the peace of smooth governance to our staff and to our community. Allow them to stay away from the political kerfuffle. Grandstanding in Washington never actually solved a problem. A commitment to good business has always helped propel our United States of America forward. Good business is where you find it. And with our refocused commitment to stellar customer service, you'll find good business at the crossroads of tradition and innovation. Thank you all for being here this evening. I don't think we have a closed session. Oh. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Some of
Second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
We're rolling.